Hey, Christmas Countdown crew, Danny here. Before we get to today's episode, wanted to make you aware that Eric and I are doing something massively merry on November 28th. That's right, Thanksgiving weekend here in Southern California in the city of Big Bear Lake, right in the village. We will be hosting their Christmas tree lighting ceremony. It's our first time, which we're thrilled about, and we would love to have you join us. There's going to be games, contests, music. It's going to be so massively merry, and we would love to have you join us. So head to citybigbearlake.com to get all of the info.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Welcome to the Christmas Countdown Show, episode number 3, season 5, 503.
503.
Can you believe it, Danny? We made it. We have got quite the list for you today.
Woo.
We are doing our first music countdown of the season. We love the music countdowns. This is one I'm actually kind of shocked that we haven't done before.
Right.
We are doing top 10 80s Christmas songs. Ooh, this was a very, very hard list to narrow down.
It was hard for me because, I realized I've always had this weird feeling towards the 80s. I'm always I don't know if I'm the biggest 80s fan, the biggest 80s music fan. And so when I went into it, I was like, this is going to be the hardest list for me to put together ever in my life because I don't like 80s music. But then as I started digging deeper, I was like, wait a second.
How could you not?
Do I like 80s Christmas music?
Of course
and
you
I
do.
think by the end of it, no spoilies, but I think I've become a fan.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we got a great list that we're going to get to.
Yes.
We're going to check in with each other. We're going to play a game today. How you feeling? We are officially
What does it say?
52 days
Woo!
to Christmas.
November is here.
52 days. We are in November.
Yes.
This is very exciting. We're through Halloween. Halloween
we've
was
made
good.
it. Yeah.
Kids had fun. Everybody's joyful. Now we get to have that Halloween candy that sort of lasts in the pantry for the extra couple weeks. I don't know about your kids, but my kids always get super excited and have a bunch of candy on Halloween night, and then they'll have it the next day and maybe 2 days after that. But then they it's not that they don't want candy,
right?
But they're not as jazzed about it. But me being a candy lover, I'm always aware. I'm like, oh, there is so much left in that pumpkin, so much left. So I'm excited. This is where I get to.
It's like Christmas in October.
That's
for you.
right. It is.
Yeah.
Or Christmas in November. But yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. My kids. Emerson's not a huge sweet tooth, but Riley, she's just randomly will be like, "Can I have a lollipop? Oh yeah. Can I have a piece of candy?" And I'm just like, that doesn't enter my orbit ever in my mind. So when she does it, I'm just like, oh, you are clearly a sweets person.
Yeah.
Somebody in this house is not a big sweets person.
This is true.
And that is me.
Well documented.
But yeah, very well documented, about 93 times over the last 4+ seasons of the show. But I'm thrilled to be in November. It feels like now is the commonly accepted sort of time to get into the holiday spirit. Are you sort of seeing that? Are you feeling that?
I'm starting to see more lights in the neighborhood, which is great. We're in a new neighborhood now because we moved. And we're very excited because there's more people decorating in this neighborhood.
Ooh.
So, and I actually just put up. I had ordered not through the Govee ones, but I got some off-brand.
The TikTok, the Novies.
Yeah, the Novies.
Yeah.
But I haven't lit them up yet, but I put them up in the front of my house.
How was that experience?
It was great.
Was
great.
it
Not
easy?
too bad. Yeah, they have little 3M tape on them, and so you can and they also have a little spot for a tiny screw if for some reason the wood is weird right there. But yeah, you just sort of string them along. I got a 500-foot strand, and I put them in the front of the house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My thing with the Govies was when I was looking at the instructions, I think we talked about this, is that it was saying you had to wash underneath the eaves and make sure it's nice and clean so that way you get proper adherence.
I mean, I think they want you to do that.
Yeah.
In the most perfect world, but
maybe for the Novies, you're I don't care.
I don't. That is the thing.
Yeah.
Is my feeling is I spent $20 on 500 feet of lights.
Right.
So if they fall down and they look bad, then we'll take them down.
I got to try them out.
Yeah.
Will you send me the link?
I will.
Please. Speaking of links, if you wanted to connect with us, you can do so on social media. We are at Christmas Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. You can watch full episodes and see this massively merry new studio space that we are in, which we are so fortunate to have thanks to 99.1 The Ranch.
99.1 The Ranch.
Simi Valley and West San Fernando Valley's country music. They've been so gracious to give us this space, and we love it. Yeah. It feels like home already, so thank you to the team here. You can see the full studio studio at youtube.com/countdownnetwork. Also, if you are loving what you're hearing on the show, and hopefully you are, because we love spreading merriment, and frankly, like if you've made it up to episode 3 at this point, you've made it through the dregs of, early fall, October, Halloween, and you're still listening to a Christmas podcast, you must be having fun. We would love it if you would rate and review the show. You can leave reviews on Apple. You can also leave comments on Spotify now, and you can rate on both platforms. And we love to read those reviews here on the show.
I think we have one to read today, don't we, Dan?
We do. This one, I read through already.
Read it.
And it made me laugh. And I'm so excited. This is our first one of the season where we cannot see the full title.
We love
a
half title.
All right. So the title is I Love Christmas So...
We're going to assume much.
Yeah. So
much
it hurts. So much I've got jingle bells ringing in my ears all the time.
Sure.
There's so many directions you could go with this. Now, this is a 5-star, 5 golden stars. Yeah. Review that came on Apple from Mrs. Candy Cane. What a beautiful name. All right. Here's what Mrs. Candy Cane has to say. They say, I can't get enough of your podcast. It's October. And I'm so mad because why can't Christmas come faster? Crying face. Keep doing what you're doing. Love the show. P.S. And this is the part that made me chuckle. Please tell my mom to give me more YouTube time so that I can watch your podcast. Isn't that hysterical?
So I was assuming this was an adult.
Mrs. Candy Cane
Sure.
would lead you down
Especially
that
the
lane.
Mrs., not Ms. Candy Cane.
Right.
Mrs. Candy Cane.
Right.
I wonder how old Ms. Candy Cane is.
Or Mrs.
Mrs. Candy Cane is.
I don't know, but first of all, I love that this person loves our podcast so much that they want to then go and watch it on YouTube, which is amazing. I know a lot of people will do that. They listen while they're driving, and then they hear these funny moments, silly things we do on the show, and then they go back, they watch on YouTube.
Sure.
And actually, fun fact, this season, for the first time ever, folks, you can watch the show on Spotify.
Ooh.
Because we, thanks to producer Chris out in Brooklyn, who's with us as always.
What up, Chris?
He is uploading the videos to our podcast hosting platform, and they push video to Spotify.
That's cool. Is it just clips, or is it the whole thing?
It's a full episode.
Wow.
Isn't that pretty neat? Pretty darn cool, right?
I did a lot of Owen Wilson there. Wow.
I love the podcast.
Wow, that's great.
Wow. Anyway, I love that this person loves the show so much that they want to listen and watch. What I will say, Mrs. Candy Cane,
yes,
is that, our job as parents is to look out for our kids,
yes,
and we know because we see how screen time affects us, right, in real time, whether it's being on your computer all day long working and then you're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or whatever you guys are doing. And it's good to get outside.
Yeah, touch grass.
Touch some grass, touch some dirt, go to the park, ride your bike.
Touch some snow.
Touch some snow if you got it where you're at. Okay. So just know that we don't think your mom is trying to kill your Christmas buzz at all. Your mom loves you.
But you might be able to picture a little bit more and say, listen, I'm not watching trashy videos. I'm watching nice, wholesome, fun, family fun, celebrating the joy of the season.
Yes.
So, if you need us to talk to your mom, why don't we do it? Let's make a little
Should
video.
we talk to mom right now?
We're going to do a little pitch to mom.
Okay.
And so she's Mrs. Candy Cane. She's Grandma Candy Cane.
Candy Cane Mrs. Candy Cane the first?
Yeah, Mrs. Candy Cane the first.
All right.
Hello, Mrs. Candy Cane the first. Listen, your daughter, Mrs. Candy Cane.
Yes, you know her well.
Is such a great person.
Great kid.
I was going to say kid, but I don't know. Maybe we don't know. But let's assume she's a kid.
Yeah.
She's a great kid. If she's found us, trust us, we are two very responsible dads.
It's true.
We probably eat a little too much candy. Well, I do.
Well, some of us do, but I like to share.
He's not a sweets guy.
Yeah, not a big sweets guy.
Not a sweets guy.
Yeah.
But we really think that you should give Mrs. Candy Cane just a little bit more YouTube time so that she can enjoy some festive fun.
I think that's great. And here's a follow-up, a dovetail off of that. Why not plan a little family evening?
Family viewing.
A little family viewing experience. And maybe Mrs. Candy Cane can select maybe her top 2 or 3 episodes, her favorites across, the last 4+ years of us doing the show. You guys gather as a family. And then at the end, or as you're going through, you start revealing your top 5, your top 10 selections to each other.
This is good.
Is this a good idea?
Come on, Mrs. Candy
Come
Cane
on.
the First. Let her watch a little bit more Christmas Countdown show. Come on.
She's not watching Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah.
You know?
Way better than that.
She's not watching K-pop Demon Hunters.
No, come on.
Just a couple of 40-plus-year-old dudes sitting here
Love
talking.
Christmas.
I mean, that's totally normal.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, Mrs. Candy Cane, we appreciate you, and hopefully Mrs. Candy Cane's mom, this will maybe jingle your bells a little
That's
bit.
right.
And because as people say, if you want your bells jingled,
Come to Christmas
come to
Countdown
Christmas
show.
Countdown. That's what they say.
Merry Christmas.
I don't know if we sold it or if now she's not allowed to listen to the show.
Her mom's like,
Ever
never again.
Oh, that's who these guys are. No. Anyway, thank you for the review, Mrs. Candy Cane. We appreciate you so darn much. If you want to have us read your message and maybe send out a cry, a Christmas cry
If
to
you need help,
your
if
parents.
you need a Christmas message sent from us, send us a review. We'll help you out.
Oh my gosh, we're going to get so many
Yeah, I love
requests. So let's check in, Eric. As we
do
said, November is here. How you doing? How's life?
I'm good.
Yeah?
My show, Peter Pan Goes Wrong, just opened.
Woo!
And it was very exciting. It was a lot of work in the last few weeks of October.
Yeah.
But we opened, and Kathy Rigby was amazing. The whole cast was amazing. The audiences loved it. So if people are in Southern California, you should definitely come check out Peter Pan Goes Wrong at La Mirada Theater.
Yes.
Runs through November 23rd.
Does she fly?
I don't know.
Oh.
That was close. You almost caught me there, but I don't know. I don't know.
No clues. The director,
You'll have to come and check it out.
I was sneezing at
She's
that
not
point.
Peter Pan, though.
Right. She's the
She's
narrator,
the narrator.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But there is a lot of hijinks that happen. So,
Okay.
Yeah. But it's really good.
Hijinks?
Hijinks, yes.
Maybe.
This is true. But it's good. I'm a little exhausted, but I'm excited
ya.
now that the show's open. My mind is totally on Christmas Countdown show, which is amazing. And kids are doing good. My parents are in town now, which is amazing.
Wow.
They're in town for like 3 months. They're staying
3
out,
months?
Yeah, they're staying out in Palm Springs. And,
okay.
And we're going to get to see them a lot more, which is spectacular. So it's my favorite time of year. Very,
That's
very happy.
awesome. Are they doing like a camper or a trailer? Or are they
No,
staying in a house?
they were RV people for a while,
Right.
But now they've moved on from RVs, but now they're renting like a Airbnb.
Okay, so they won't be crashing in your office.
No,
like
they
last
they
time.
may stay some nights.
Okay.
But they do have a house in Palm Springs.
Very fun. Do we need to have your dad on as like a special guest?
We should have my dad on. You guys would be amazed how much my dad looks like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I mean, he does.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have like a parents episode or
Parents
something like
episode,
that.
that'd be
Like
good.
your dad comes on and maybe my mom comes
like
in or
that.
something like that. Might
like
be
that.
kind of fun. But I hear you on the exhausted thing.
Yeah.
I think life, we are parents, and like I think it's important to like chat about that. Like I had a moment as I was sharing with you off air like this morning when I was like dropping the kids off at school, because our youngest Riley, she started TK, and she sort of, the transition part of this has been really, really hard for her. And so like basically from the moment she wakes up until we're out the door, it's like, I don't want to go to school. I can't go to school anymore. Like she's like the tantrum kid.
Yeah.
And I asked her this morning, I was like, what's going on? We have lots of feelings. She's like, joy is here, and sadness is here, and anger is here, and poison is here. And I was like, poison? Who is poison isn't about? She goes, well, I mean disgust. And I was like, okay, we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And so it was just stressful getting out of the house this morning. And, as I shared recently, my daughter was going to be auditioning for a musical at school coming up.
Yeah.
And the audition is today.
Okay.
And so like I was caught up in all the emotions of like Riley, and like we're driving to school, and as a parent, I'm sure so many other parents can commiserate. Maybe Mrs. Claus can relate to this, or Candy Cane, Mrs. Candy Cane, whatever, can relate to this, is that, so much starts happening as a parent, and then you realize you're like, oh, the one thing that I wanted to do most, the one thing I wanted to say most to my kid, I didn't say.
Yeah.
And so I dropped off my kids, and I got in the truck, and I was sitting there, and I was like, I didn't like say to Emerson what I wanted to say to her before she went in to do her audition. And so I literally like debated for like 5 minutes sitting in the truck, knowing I also had to be here.
Right.
And I was like, they're going to be so annoyed if I go in and ask her to like get pulled out of class. And I was like, you know what? This is what I feel. And I think it's important as parents that we say to our kids what we feel. And her getting pulled out of class for 5 minutes on a Thursday is not going to be the end of the world. And so one of the people from the office went and grabbed her, and I just sat down with her for a second. I just said, much like you shared with me, I said, if you go into this room today and you're just confident and you are yourself and you just sing in the way that you love to sing. I said, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Knowing the words and the lines and all that, you're 6 years old. It's irrelevant. Just have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did that. And I would encourage any parent out there. I was thinking about this morning. I was like, if there's something you feel, share it with your kids.
Yeah.
We make this assumption, I think, all the time as parents, like, oh, our kids know. They know this, they know that. But like, I had this thought this morning. I was like, literally everything that our children are learning at school is new.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, like, we're trying to learn technology, right? Or ChatGPT or all these things that are happening. Imagine every moment of every day of your life was learning something new.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know 2 + 2 = 4. You don't know that E comes after D. So everything that we like assume as humans, our kids are learning in real time. So of course they're overwhelmed. So I say that to bring up, like, if they're caught up in what's 2 + 2, they're not thinking about, like, what does dad feel and all those sorts of things. Like, I think it's up to us to impart that upon them. So this is my, my regular annual reminder to check in with your kids if you are a parent out there, and just tell them what you're feeling and let them know that you love them, and try to keep the pressure off as much as you possibly can. So I know this is Christmas countdown, obviously, but we're parents, and I know we have a lot of parents listening to the show. So, this is the time of feelings, as we get into Thanksgiving, as we get into the Christmas season. And I think it's just important, whether it's your kids, anybody in your life that you have feelings towards, I think, we need to express that. We shouldn't just always assume that everybody knows how we feel all the time and what we're thinking. And even if they do know, I think it will mean that much more if they actually hear it coming from you. So that's my annual reminder. Check in with your kids. Check in with your loved ones. Tell them how you feel.
Speaking of kids' shows,
Yes.
Miles found out who he's playing in his school show.
Wait, what's the show they're doing?
Frozen Jr.
Oh, please tell me. Can I guess?
You can guess, yeah.
He's got to be Olaf.
He's Olaf.
Yes!
He's Olaf, baby! We're very
That's
excited.
awesome.
He auditioned last week, and we just found out a couple days ago, but he really wanted to be Olaf. And he got it.
Dude.
So he's very, very, very excited.
Is he going to be dressed like a snowman, or is he going to have like a puppet element?
It's a school show, so there's not going to be massive puppets. He's probably going to be wearing a white T-shirt and white pants.
With an orange nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's going to be great. And I got to hear him sing in summer, and he's going to be super, super funny.
my
so
gosh.
we're very excited about that.
That is thrilling, dude.
Yes.
So we talked about this earlier, that we are in November. Do you feel like November 1st is like the date that it is now acceptable to like start putting up decorations? Because I put this up on our Instagram all the time, and I always think it's November 1st. Like, it's free game now.
Definitely.
But a lot of people are like, no, not until after the Epiphany. No, not until after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it's totally fine.
Yeah, I agree.
We've said this almost every year that, like, if putting up Christmas stuff makes you feel happy, like, live your life. Like, you're not forcing it down anybody's throat. Maybe we save the full 70,000 light display till after Thanksgiving. But like, if you want to put up your Christmas tree in your house, I think indoor decorations, you put them up whenever you want.
Right.
Outdoor decorations, like putting up a string of lights at this point is fine.
Yeah.
Is 100% fine. Even maybe an inflatable or two. I do think, if you're one of those houses that does like a synced, light show, maybe wait till, a couple more days.
Okay.
But no, I think that this is absolutely the time to
I agree.
put them up.
And maybe that's the strategy, right? Is like start with the interior.
Yeah.
That's the space you can sort of control, and then like slowly start gravitating towards the outside. I think for me, it's usually around like, I don't know, the week before Thanksgiving or week of Thanksgiving is typically when I feel like, okay, now I can plug in everything. Like I might start like putting stuff out, like, the lights on the roof and all that, but they're white and nobody can see it, right? So I don't actually plug them in, set the timers until usually like the week of Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm glad we agree on that, and that's not a surprise to me because we've talked about it every year. Yeah. Speaking of Thanksgiving, we have some exciting news.
Very exciting news.
We are going to be hosting our first ever Christmas tree lighting ceremony
at Big Bear.
I'm so stoked.
This is very exciting. Big Bear, California, if you've ever been. We went, was that last year?
Last year, yeah.
Last year, and we did a little bit of content. We got to go to tree lighting, which was amazing. As
we were
guests.
sort of running to the
We
tree
just
lighting.
barely made it. We can't do that this year. We can't. We showed up as it was like 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah, look at kids, we saw it. But no, we'll be there on time this year.
Yep.
But we're going to be hosting the annual tree lighting.
Yes.
And at Big Bear Lake, California, which is, do we have a date of that? It's
The day after Thanksgiving.
Day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're looking for somewhere to go, this holiday season, we cannot sing the praises of Big Bear.
Big Bear's amazing.
They have this village that really feels like you've stepped into a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie. It's called The Village, appropriately. And they have multiple ski lifts there. They have Bear Mountain. They have Snow Summit. They also have, if there's no snow yet, there is this sort of like snow tubing park, which is right on the outskirts of town that we went to with our kids and our wives last year, which was super fun. But we'll be there, and we would love to see you. There's going to be an a cappella group performing there. I think they want us to do some games with the audience, do some giveaways, all that sort of fun stuff. And then they've got this massive natural tree that grows right at the main intersection of the village.
I didn't realize that was an actual
It's
tree
a real
that,
tree,
is always there.
Always there.
I had no
And so they
idea.
set up the stage right next to it.
Yeah.
And then we'll be doing the big 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Wow.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll have to
I
practice
always-
our counting.
I assumed that was a tree that was brought in like the Rockefeller tree.
I just had a thought. Isn't it funny that we always count from 10 to 1
Yeah.
on our show?
Ooh.
And for the first time ever,
It's
we're going to
truly a
count from
countdown.
10 to 1.
Truly a
We are
countdown.
truly the
That's
Christmas
pretty good.
countdown. This is going to be so much fun. And it would be incredible to see some of you guys there. So if you're interested in joining us for the tree lighting ceremony on November 28th, head over to citybigbearlake.com to get all of the info. Eric, I was thinking, before we get to our game,
Yeah.
I realized something the other day. We've done one episode that's about tips and tricks.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, a lot of us, we stress out about spending money at the holiday season, right? Like Christmas is expensive. Your electrical bill goes up. You got to buy all the food. There's just so many things. And then you get gifts for your loved ones on top of that. So I was thinking, and maybe becomes like a reoccurring segment as things sort of strike us, as the season goes on, is what are our tips to save money during the holiday season? Because one popped for me the other day.
What's that?
You ever been to the store Five Below?
Yeah.
And this is not an ad, by the way.
Love Five Below.
I didn't really go to Five Below a lot until I was going to buy a giveaway item or try to find giveaway items for our podcast and Disney Countdown. And they just have such a diverse
A lot of stuff.
selection of stuff that seems like pretty good quality stuff.
Good stocking stuffer stuff.
Great stocking stuff for stuff. And if you go there with your kids,
Yeah.
I realized something, and this is going to be my tip for you. In seasons past, I've talked about when your kids talk about something they like, or you see something for a loved one, write it down in a notes app.
Yeah.
What I've started to do with my kids is I go to stores, and I just let them walk around. And if they're like, I love this thing, I go, turn around, let me get a picture of you with it.
Yeah.
And I just start putting those in.
that
So I
all the
took
time.
them to Five Below, and I'm doing the math in my head. I was like, 7 items, $35. That's 7 gifts. That's
pretty good.
That's 7 wrap packages under my tree,
Which,
for $35.
as we know, a lot of times, while I think definitely for adults, quality over quantity is usually the key.
Yeah.
I think sometimes with kids, especially young kids, quantity is really what it's about.
Yeah.
They get very excited about opening multiple presents. It's not necessarily about it being the most expensive thing, but if you can put out 10 presents of very small things, but they get 10 experiences of what's in the box? Oh,
Yes.
wow. That builds the joy and the excitement. So, yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
And they've got all the IP characters there. They've got Disney
yeah.
stuff there,
Yeah.
Harry Potter, Star Wars, whatever you're looking for, from clothes to, I sound like I'm selling this business now.
I was going to say, did they send you a side deal
Little
or
side
something?
deal, Danny, can you just in the cut? No, it honestly struck me as we were walking around the store, and I kept looking at price tags. I was like, the math on this is incredible. And you can still do one big gift for your kid.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be a Switch and 6 games to go with the Switch. It could be a bike or whatever, and then 7 other gifts that only cost you $35.
Yeah.
You're saving money. Your kids are happy. Plus, they're going to be tired of it by January anyway.
Yeah.
So don't spend a ton of money on stuff that is going to be kind of disposable in
it.
their lives. So that's my tip, and maybe we'll
tip.
call it Tinsel Tips. You like that?
I like that. That's good.
Double entendre.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Chris, do you have a game for us today?
I do have a game.
I'd love to play it.
All right, so this game we played once in an off-season episode. I couldn't remember if it was Dasher Day or Christmas in July. I have a feeling it was Dasher Day because it was a leftover game from last season. We
Love
played
leftovers.
it mostly as a joke on my part, and for reasons I still don't quite understand. People actually liked it a lot. They've asked for more, so we're going to play another round of it.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to play another round of Thurl or Burl.
Burl.
I'm just as shocked as you are.
I love this game.
For the new people, can you tell them what we're talking about here?
Yeah, I'm going to go through the whole thing. But first, I decided if we're going to play the game, I'm going to tweak it a little bit. So the first tweak, we're going to start calling it My Name is Earl, but spelled URL. Here's how it works. I'll read a few clues about either Thurl, Ravenscroft, or Burl Ives, in which I'll refer to one of you as the Earl, and your job will be to figure out which Earl you are.
Okay.
When you think you've got it, lock it in with My Name is Thurl or My Name is Burl.
Okay.
That's it. It's ridiculous.
I love
We're
this so
playing it
much.
again for some reason. Let's play My Name is Earl. So we'll start with Eric. You were jailed in Mona, Utah for vagrancy and for singing Foggy Dew, which is an English folk song.
Jailed? I remember it well. That yes, it was a smelly jail, and that happened to me. And my name is Thurl.
So sorry.
Burl.
I had a feeling.
Burl, what happened to you, man?
Thurl has always struck me as this like salt of the earth guy. Like
He's an upstanding
I
guy.
don't think
No
he ever
jail
went
time
to
for
no,
Thurl.
I don't think so. Burl seems a little edgy to me.
All right,
Yeah,
a little squirrely.
a little squirrely.
Vagrancy.
Vagrancy. Wow.
Vagrancy. Come on, Burl.
Burl Ives.
All right.
Yeah, it sounded like he was just arrested for singing a folk song.
A little too loud, right?
Yeah.
All right, next one. This one's for you, Danny.
Okay.
You sang the song I Was a Teenage Brain Surgeon on the 1959 album Spike Jones in Stereo.
Whoa. Just knowing how diverse his voice is at doing characters, or excuse me, how diverse my voice is at doing characters. I am Thurl Ravenscroft.
I will give it to you. It is important that you say it in the form.
My name.
Oh,
is Thurl.
my name. Sorry. My name is Thurl Ravenscroft.
Your name is Thurl Raven.
Yes, it is.
Here we go. This one's for you, Eric. You provided the voice for Monstro the Whale in the 1940 animated film Pinocchio.
My name is Thurl.
Your name is Thurl.
Yes.
Wait, Monstro talks?
I feel like he might have one line where he's like, "Get out!" And then he, like, blows him out
And
of
they,
the.
that's right, yeah.
I really think it might be the only thing he
In the
says.
deleted scenes, there's a really big,
Yeah, he's
heartfelt
like,
moment.
Pinocchio, what are you doing with your life?
Go back to
Look at your
Geppetto.
choices.
Yeah, right.
What are you doing?
You're on a cliff. You're a piece of
You've
wood.
been turned into a donkey. Please.
You're going to the
Turn
salt
back.
mine.
Turn back.
That's funny.
Here we go. Here's the next one. This one's for you, Danny.
Yeah.
When America Sings opened at Disneyland in 1974,
Ooh.
you voiced the main host, Sam Eagle, an audio animatronic.
Oh my gosh. I do remember being a part of America Sings. It was a good time. We were singing about America on that attraction at Disneyland with the rotating rooms. It was sort of like Carousel of Progress was the vibe, where you sort of sat in the room and the wall.
Was it?
Sort of, yeah. It was like a rotating sort of audience where you stayed in your seat, but you changed scenes.
And this was at Disneyland?
This was Disneyland, where Star Wars Launch Bay is now. That big
Oh.
round building that has nothing in
Yeah.
it. That's where America Sings used to be, and I think that's where Carousel of Progress actually started. Was there, and then they took it to Walt Disney World. Disney fans, let us know if we're right or wrong. But I am Thurl Ravenscroft.
Thurl, you gotta go Thurl.
You are not Thurl.
Oh, come on. Burl?
Pre-vagrancy.
Maybe this is what made him go vagrant.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Once they cut away, once they stopped America Sings, he was like, never again.
I'm going to go sing this
I'm gonna
folk song.
bring it to the people
They want it.
up in Montana.
Sam Eagle, that just felt like it needed like
Sure.
a really deep
Yeah, you would think.
voice,
You would
or
think.
my deep voice, excuse me, on it. Dang. All right, we're tied now.
All right, this one's for you, Eric. During the 1970s and 80s, you were the spokesperson for the Louisiana Tea Company.
Louisiana. Like Louisiana. Louisiana. It's like the town of Louisville. Louisville.
I love that Louisville.
Louisville.
You kind of got to swallow it. A little bit.
Louisville. Well, Louisiana feels like it wants to be Liz and T.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
My name is Thurl.
Oh no, your name's not Thurl. Your name is Burl.
Burl. I guess Burl and Thurl both sound like Southern names, right?
They do. They do.
Is there a world where Burl and Thurl were friends, or where we were friends?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
My name is Burl. I was wrong.
Dang it.
Dang.
All right, here's the last one. This one's for you, Danny.
Okay.
You were a member of the following singing groups: the Sportsmen, the Four Merry Men, the Four Sportsmen, and the Mellow Men.
Wow.
Such original names.
Yeah.
How'd they come up with all those? I am known for singing many harmonies. Obviously, the tenor on most of these songs.
Sure.
No, I'm kidding. I am the bass. I am Thurl Ravenscroft.
Your name is Thurl, yes.
My name is Thurl. Oh, my gosh.
I would
My
have
name's
said
Thurl.
Burl on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it, because I think that group that he sang with in Haunted Mansion, I think it was the Mellow Men, or one of those
okay.
groups. I think. I could be wrong, but...
There you go.
It was the Mellow Men, yes.
Oh, okay.
The Mellow Man. Good name.
They were so mellow, they were dead.
I like that.
Hey.
Ho! That was a good game, Chris. Thank you
Thank
very much for
Chris. Love the games. I love
Thank
the
you.
nods to these iconic Christmas voices. The voice of the Grinch and Burl, who was it Holly Jolly Christmas. Was he the narrator on? Was it Rudolph? Is that what he was the narrator of? Am I remembering that
Rudolph.
correctly?
Rudolph.
Okay. Love that. Brilliant game as always, Chris. Shall we?
that. Before we do, can I just give you a couple? Because I have a whole stack of Christmas jokes.
You do
over
have a
here,
lot of jokes over
and they
there.
are just staring me down. I got 3 quick jokes. for
Okay,
you.
I love a joke. Let's do this.
Danny, what comes at the end of Christmas Day?
I don't know, Eric. What?
The letter Y. Yo! That was a good one. Put it at the bottom.
That's like how many months have 28 days?
All of them.
Yeah, boom.
Who is Santa's favorite singer?
I don't know, Eric. Who?
Elfish Presley.
Hey, love that.
That's a good one for November. How did Scrooge win the football game?
I don't know, Eric. How?
The ghost of Christmas past.
We're going downtown. A zing.
That was good. Come
These
on,
are
that was
good.
All right, one more.
Okay, one more for fun.
What happened to the thief who stole a Christmas calendar?
I don't know, Eric. What?
He got 12 months.
These are so good.
These are great.
See, Mrs. Candy Cane's mom,
Wholesome.
great jokes. And Mrs. Candy Cane's dad, you should listen to these as
These are
well
good ones.
because these are good for you to use around the house.
They
Your
are.
kids love
They are.
these sorts of things.
Let's hit the music for our countdown. Let's do it. We made it, folks. You
did
made
it.
it. You made it to the countdown. We are the top 10. I said we as if I'm
Well, we
still in the
are.
game of like my name is Earl. This is the top 10 80s songs at Christmas time.
Yes.
Like we said at the top, this is a very, very, very hard list to make.
Oh, it became increasingly hard the more I delved
Oh my gosh.
into these selections because there are so many. And then you find yourself like, well, what movie came out in the 80s and what was on the soundtrack for that movie that I didn't even think of, like looking into that song? Because, you start, maybe we kind of pull back the curtain a little bit on how we make these lists. What is your strategy? Like, how do you do it?
And actually, Lisa this morning was like, you need to tell, because I was like, well, I got my list of 70 songs down to 30. And she was like, you need to talk about this on the show, about how insane you are. So basically what I do is I go into Spotify and I just start making a playlist with
smart.
the music ones.
Right.
And I'll just add anything I can think of. I'll add whole albums. I'll do a little research where I'll search, like what are other people saying are the top songs, just to make sure there's no obvious ones that I'm missing, right? And then I'll go through and I'll listen to everything and I'll be like, okay, these I think are, I'll make a new playlist. So right now, if you go into my Spotify, you can find 80s Christmas songs, which has about like 15 hours worth of music on it. And then I have another playlist called Top 10 80s Songs, 80s Christmas, which has like 30 songs on it.
Okay.
So it's not actually top 10, but I at least narrowed it to a point. And then I might make another one that's like asterisk 10 80s Christmas. So like I'll actually get it down to 10.
And that's like your show list.
And then that's my show list.
Okay. And do you include your bonus? Because we haven't mentioned this yet this season, but we do bonus episodes for every countdown.
Yes.
Which are our 11 through 15. How do you end up choosing your 11 through 15 for the bonus episode? For the
Whatever
Patreon?
was in that like 30 list, then I'll make that. Well, whatever were the stragglers that
Gotcha.
that didn't quite make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
What about you?
I usually will start with like just searching articles about like, from Variety, from Rolling Stone, like what are some of like the hits that people are calling out. And then I start thinking about like, a movie that came out during that era. And was there a song in there that was written for that soundtrack or possibly written for the film? And much like you, I will start building a playlist. I used to have, and I don't have it anymore, I had Spotify Premium, so it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Because when you don't have Premium, when you go up to playback, it starts playing it all random.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you're our number 7.
Yeah.
Stop playing as my number 2.
Yeah.
So I might have to upgrade again this season. But yeah, I will start building out a playlist. And then once I have like, let's say the 20 songs that I feel like I'm choosing from, I start shuffling them within the playlist. So like I'll move the song that I think is my number 1 up to my number 1 spot. And then I start shuffling them around and seeing like where they want to be. And then inevitably, I have those doubts the night before and the morning of, and I'm making changes up until the last minute, which was no different this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. My number 10. I'm closing some windows here because I have lots of information to pull from here. I don't want to get confused. All right, my number 10 is a personal one for me. When I think 80s, I'm going back to my childhood, right? And so even when I think 80s versus 90s music, 90s feels more like what it was for me, that it's more when I'm, 10 years old, high school, and like late childhood,
right?
Tweens, whatever, right? But 80s is that sort of like hazy time for me where this is all before I'm 10 years old, so like 9 and younger,
right? Which
your memories from that time they're cloudy, right? They're just sort of hazy and they have that nostalgia on them. One of the things that I remember from being a kid in the 80s and Christmas time was a certain movie called The Snowman. Which I think I've talked about on this show. You can find it on YouTube. I've showed it to my wife and kids, and my kids think it's creepy and weird and are like, what is this thing that you... But me and my brother are like, this was like so emotional. And it's basically this... it's called The Snowman. It came out in 1982. And the song is called Walking in the Air.
Yes.
We're walking in the air. And basically what happens in this movie is like it's all animated, but it's all almost like chalk drawings. And a little boy goes out and he makes a snowman, and then the snowman comes to life and he goes flying through the air around the world with the snowman, and it's got this cool like ethereal music. It feels somehow to me very distant and like not really a part of me, but also absolutely a part of me, which is how I feel like childhood can sometimes feel. It's like it doesn't feel like it's a part of like my everyday life now as a 44-year-old man,
right?
But it also feels deep in my soul.
Oh
right?
yeah,
it makes me think of my mom and my dad, and like again those like snippets of memories as opposed to full memories where I can remember like, oh, and then this happened, It's more where you get like the little snapshots of like sitting in that first house that I lived in, and we had like a brown and tan like plaid, just really like a almost burlap couch, and we had a dog named Sammy that was like a big white husky dog, and watching this show or this movie. So yeah, my number 10 is Walking in the Air by Peter Audi.
I feel like you've brought that up like in previous seasons. I can't remember if you had the song on a countdown before, but it's
I've
like
definitely talked about the movie, but yeah.
And is it a kid singing that part? Because it's a really high voice,
We're
right?
walking in the air. I don't know. Let's look up who Peter Audi is.
Now I want to know who Peter Audi is. And I really wish he had an O on the end of his name, because that'd be audio.
And
he's singing
as the choir boy solo. Yeah, that's what it says. So
okay,
that's him.
Peter Audi.
Yeah,
love it. Shout out to Peter if you're listening.
There you go.
Love to have you on the show. Bring us your sweet falsetto. Great selection, Eric. Nicely done. All right, my number 10 selection I think is going to ruffle some feathers.
Okay.
I think let's just pull the Band-Aid right out of the beginning.
Do it.
And it's not Band-Aid, by the way.
That would be good.
This song, I feel like if most people were to put together an 80s Christmas music countdown, this would be top 3, possibly 1 on most people's lists. And I've tried to connect with the song. I like it. It's a good song. It's Last Christmas.
I knew you.
Did you know I was going here?
I knew you were gonna do it. But can I? Let's be frank.
Yeah.
I had it high on my list, but I had a backup because I was hoping I didn't really have to put it on my list because I also, while I love it, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with the song. I think it might even be that it just is overplayed.
You think so?
Which is why I'm like, it feels like you got to have it on the list.
Yeah.
If we're doing 80s Christmas music, you got to have Last Christmas.
You
on the list.
have to.
But yes, I'm with you that like I'm not like overjoyed about this.
It's sort of like, do you remember when we did our like top 10 like, animated Christmas movie or like Christmas movies, TV specials or whatever it was. And I went through and I kept like watching all these films and trying to like find a connection and just be like, oh, finally I get it. That's kind of how I feel about Last Christmas. But like you said, you cannot have an 80s music list without Last Christmas. And maybe it's like a states thing because, much like you, we do a lot of research. I was doing a lot of research on this and just like looking at the way this song performs globally.
Huge.
Is incredible. People in Germany love this song.
Yeah.
Huge in Australia. Maybe it's just not as big here in the States as maybe it is. I mean, it's big here, but like it feels like it's like the number 1 song in Germany every Christmas for like the last, I can't even remember the number, but it's like an insane number. But like when you listen to it, it is to me like so 80s.
Yeah.
With the synthesizer, the drum machine, the keyboard, like everything about it feels like what I in my mind have always thought 80s music was, sort of looking back on it. It just, as I said, it oozes 80s is sort of what I wrote. And when I watched the movie, like it looks or not the movie, the music video, it looks exactly what I always picture the 80s looking like long, sort of shaggy hair with like baggy cable knit sweaters. Like to me, the golden light, like that is so 80s, right? And what was interesting was, again, in this research, I found that George Michael, he wrote the song in his childhood bedroom when he and his bandmate were visiting George Michael's parents.
Look at that.
And he wrote it in like the summertime.
And he recorded the whole thing.
Yeah, and then they like recorded it like not long after. He wrote it during the summer, and I think they recorded it August of that year, released it December 3rd, 1984. It reached number 2 on the singles chart, and it was only beaten out by one song that year, obviously, because it was number 2.
Sure.
And that's Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid.
Yeah.
But fun fact, Wham, just like Band-Aid, they donated their Last Christmas royalties to the Ethiopian Famine Relief Fund, which was the same cause that Band-Aid was formed to go after. But yeah, it's a great song. It's, if you've ever had and lost love at the holiday season, I mean, this song encapsulates that, right? Like it's just remembering Christmases past and wishing that person were there. And I think like love and Christmas are so synonymous with each other. And so frankly, you can't have an 80s countdown without Last Christmas.
This actually is Sophie's favorite Christmas song.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Why does she love it so much, do you know?
I don't know. She always says, she's like, this is my favorite. I love this song so much. Yeah.
So do you think it's because like, it's got that emotional aspect to it?
No, I think she just likes the music.
Likes the vibe?
Yeah.
It's pretty basic, right?
It's a good 80s song, All right, my number 9. Oh, man, do I love this song. So the song itself is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which one of my favorites, right?
Such a great song.
So many great versions of it. This song is pure joy. This particular recording. This is Santa Claus is Coming to Town by the Pointer Sisters.
Oh.
Now, this is our first on my list of, I could have done all 10 of my songs from this one album. Because it's a compilation. It's the Very Special Christmas, the Red album. They've done like 3 versions, but this is the original. So this was produced by Jimmy Iovine and his record label. It was a benefit for Special Olympics, which is amazing. Came out, I think, in 87. And almost every single song on this album is what I instantly think about when I think about 80s Christmas. It brings me right back to being in my house with my mom and dad and my brother, and like this would be blaring on the CD player all the time. We
Right.
would listen to this CD in the car. We would listen to it at home. I would say like this and Cow Christmas were like our big, massive like things that we listened to.
Yeah.
And so it was hard for me. I think I have 3 or 4, maybe 5. I think I have 3 or 4 songs on my list that are all from this album, but I could have done all 10 as my top 10 from this album because I love it that much.
It's so good.
But this is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's the Pointer Sisters. It's at the very beginning. It's there. They have just this like super joyous. They're like, I want a bicycle. It's the greatest start to a song.
Look at the smile on your face right now. You're so happy.
Great singers having a great time singing their faces off.
Yeah.
It's the best. I love that song so much. That's my number 9.
I didn't listen to that one at all throughout my research. And I listened to a lot of tracks from that very special Christmas. That is really good. I'm going to have to add it to my playlist now.
I want a bicycle.
That's how I want every song to start out. I don't care what the song's about. Just shout that at the beginning.
Absolutely.
All right, number 9 for me. Now, this is an artist I don't think we've ever talked about in the history of our show. And that's what's fun about this list, I think, is that a lot of artists who were big in the 80s, they may have released music in the 90s, whatever, but like the 80s was such a specific time.
Sure.
And there were certain artists that like rose to just like massive superstardom. This person has definitely been a star much longer than that. But it's going to be Hard Candy Christmas by Dolly Parton.
It's a good
It's from a little old movie about a house in Texas, featuring Dolly and Burt Reynolds, which was also made into a Broadway musical.
It was, yeah.
Which, fun fact, I did a production of here in Southern California. And why I love this song so much is, doing theater, Eric, whether it's community theater or touring professional, you form these incredibly tight bonds with people in the cast. If you're so fortunate, it's everybody in the cast. And it just becomes like a family. And I hadn't done a theater show in many, many years. And I got to do the show with my brother and my sister. And it was such a special time because it was the most time I'd spent with like my brother and sister since I moved out of the house. Like 6 years prior, we were with each other in rehearsals every day, shows every weekend, partying after the shows. And at the end of that run, I was leaving to New York, to go to New York to work on a show.
Right.
And so like I knew that all these people I had been so close with for like the previous 3-4 months, I was going to be leaving those people. And so every night when Mona would sing Hard Candy Christmas with, the other girls at the house, I would sit in the lobby, because you can do that in community theater, and sort of like sneak in. And I would watch her sing this song. And it just like, it felt like it connected with and like evoked so much emotion that I was sort of going through in my life, and these characters just asking themselves, each of them, like, maybe I'll dye my hair, maybe I'll move somewhere, and I feel like I was at this point in my life where I was asking myself a lot of maybe questions, like what's going to happen when I go to New York? Maybe I'll stay there. Yeah. Maybe I'll never come back. Maybe I won't get to spend this time with these people again. And you could be scared, and you can sort of work yourself up into a tizzy about it, or you can sort of let that go. And then there's that line in the song where they say, me, I'll be just fine. I'm fine and dandy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the prevailing thought, is that no matter what we go through in life, ups, downs, unknowns, fears, whatever, we are all capable, and we'll bounce right back, and we will be fine.
What do you think she means by, because I was thinking about this because I was listening to that song this morning.
Yeah.
What do you think she means by Hard Candy Christmas? That it's like, that it's sort of, we're not going to have a ton of celebration and a bunch of presents, and it's just like, hey, here's a little piece of candy. Like, it's that kind of is that the phrase Hard Candy Christmas?
Right.
Is that the intention? I don't know.
I think so, because much like you, I looked that up and I was like, what does it mean to have a hard candy Christmas? And it refers to a time when families who did not have much money could only afford to give hard candy or penny candy to their children at Christmas. And so hard candy is a metaphor that suggests that life can be simultaneously hard and sweet.
I love that.
At the same time.
I love that.
And what a beautiful notion, right?
Love
and
it.
It's just, it holds a special place in my heart. And every time I hear it, on the radio at the holidays, I literally get a smile on my face just thinking back to that special time and missing it, but also the prevailing feeling being like grateful that it happened.
I love that. There might be some Dolly later on the countdown.
Okay.
You never know. All right, my number 8. This is a guy who does not get any love on our podcast.
Really?
And it's a shame because there are some great dudes that we like. We love them,
right,
but we don't talk about them enough. And it's time for justice for Johnny Mathis.
Yes!
Johnny Mathis, baby.
Justice for Johnny. I
Justice
love it. Start the
Johnny.
movement.
Listen, okay, so Johnny Mathis is an amazing singer who was singing since like the 60s, right?
Right.
But he has an album called Christmas Eve with Johnny Mathis in 1986 that has a bunch of great songs on it. You could go with It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. His version is spectacular.
Yep.
But I'm going to go with We Need a Little Christmas, which is actually from the musical Mame. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. It's joy. It is pure joy. It is the best song to put on when you're like, time to decorate.
Yep.
If you're like literally taking out your boxes and putting up, and I imagine the decorating happening where it's literally like you're throwing a wreath towards a door and it just lands, and you have like your lights and you literally just throw them across the room, and they all land on the tree, and they're perfectly, there's no tangles in anything.
Gosh.
But Johnny Mathis is such a great singer and so evocative, and I mean, kind of that world of Sinatra and the Rat Pack guys that we love, but just a little bit younger. But this song in particular, I just think is such a great, and it feels joyous, and in the way that the 80s were kind of, I don't want to say because not everyone was oblivious, but probably just because we were kids, we were oblivious to any problems in the world. It was just happiness and like, where are we going to ride our bikes, and what am I going to get for Christmas? And,
right.
And so while there obviously were hard things and bad things happening in the world, we weren't experiencing it because of our age. And I think a lot of America was kind of in a state of just like, life is wonderful, you know? And this song to me just has that real, just pure joy of the Christmas season is coming. We're going to put up all the decorations. We're going to dance around the kitchen together. And so that's my number 8. We Need a Little Christmas by Johnny Mathis.
We have got to shoot a reel to that idea that you just like painted the picture of is
tossing.
Like they're just throwing, like everything's working. You plug in the lights and they all come on. There's not a tangle in the cord.
Or what you do is you do all of those things of like tossing, and then you're like, and then the final thing is like to plug it in, and it's like, zzz, and nothing lights up, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, with like, we need a little Christmas now. That's funny.
That's
okay,
funny.
We have to do that.
I love it.
Great selection. Might make an appearance later.
Oh,
we'll see.
really?
TBD.
Really?
TBD. Justice for Johnny. I said that like, here comes Johnny. Next one up for me, number 8. You're going to be excited about this one, and I'd be shocked if this did not make an appearance on your list somewhere. It's going to be Winter Wonderland by Harry Connick.
Not on my list.
What?
Not on my list. Great song, and I'm glad that you included it.
I am shocked.
I know.
I am shooketh.
I know.
As the kids say. Now, this one's fun because it's from the When Harry Met Sally soundtrack. Came out in 1989. Now, this song never plays in the movie. But Harry Connick Jr. was hired to basically play like all this piano music and sing on a bunch of tracks that are on the soundtrack. Like it's like Billy Crystal and what is it?
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan. And then there's like a smaller picture of Harry Connick Jr. on the cover of the album. It's a beautiful song. I wanted to put it in here because I wanted to jazz things up a little bit. Felt like I wasn't getting enough jazz on the list, and we needed some crooner representation on the list as well. To me, just like you were saying, Johnny Mathis, like the joy of the song. Like this is a completely instrumental track, and Harry is just cranking it on the keys the entire time, and it feels good. It's like pure joy. And I think like amidst all the synth and like the general noise of the 80s, I think we need a little palate cleanse.
Sure.
And that's I think what this song does and what any great playlist does. And I need to give it up to him because like the fact that like the whole soundtrack is Harry Connick Jr.
Amazing.
Is incredible. And he won a Grammy for best jazz male vocal performance for the album. If you're one of those people that you're like, I just need some instrumental tracks to like put on a playlist. This is one you're going to want. It's got that old fashioned jazz piano. It just, for me, jazz peps me up. It gets me into the holiday spirit. So I highly suggest you guys check it out. Winter Wonderland by Harry Connick Jr.
That album, I'll tell you, is my go-to when I was living in New York and I would ride my bike from the Upper West Side down to the Winter Garden Theater to do School of Rock every day.
Yeah.
I rode my bike through Central Park, and I would listen to that album every day as I rode through the park because it's the most New York-y kind of just like New York City.
Right?
It's the best.
Yeah, because there's songs about autumn on there as well.
It's the best.
It really feels like a great album for New York, but just around the holidays in general, because there's jazzy tunes in there, that we sort of know the standards. But definitely check it out if you haven't already. Winter Wonderland. He is good.
He is the best. It's not on my list because I think when it comes to Harry, my favorite is When My Heart Finds Christmas, which was in the 90s.
Fair.
But we're doing a 90s list.
We
so
are.
That may
so
be hard
that might be your whole list.
The whole list is just that. That and a certain cow album.
I was going to ask what year that came out. I thought about Googling it while we were going. I was like, just so I know what's coming. I'm like, is it going to be Hallelujah at number one? Yeah.
They would be hard. Yeah, I may have to put some constraints on myself and say no Cow Christmas.
Wow.
Just out of respect for our listeners.
Okay.
But maybe that's what the people want. All right. My number 7 is, this is a great one, this is another band that I don't think that we've probably mentioned them in passing.
Yeah.
But when we're talking Christmas, to not have done a deep dive on either Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which is not this, but the other one, the contemporary to that, is Mannheim Steamroller.
Yes.
Mannheim Steamroller. Great band. Really, it's one guy, Chip Davis, who's a record producer, and then he makes all this music.
Okay.
But so they've done a bunch of Christmas albums, a bunch of them in the 80s. This one is from the album Fresh Air Christmas. And again, there's a bunch of songs that I could have picked. You could go with Hark the Herald Angels Sing. They have a great version of that. But I'm going to go with their version of Carol of the Bells.
Ooh.
Instrumental. I'm going to play a little bit for you here just to get us in the mood.
Is that the one with like the echo sounds like like that? Yeah.
I mean, it's so good. It actually, that part of it reminds me of one of my favorite movies is Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of that, they play the symphony that he wrote, and it sounds very similar to that.
Okay.
Where you get kind of like strings, a drum kit, an electric guitar, so it feels orchestral, but it also feels like rock and roll, all kind of coming together. It's just such a great song. There's a little bit of a vocal near the end, but Mannheim Steamroller's version of Carol of the Bells. And when we're going 80s with that really electronic kind of sound, I think you got to have it on the list. So that's my number 7 is Carol of the Bells.
I agree. They were so close, or he was so close to cracking it. It's sort of on that, like I've got this on the cusp list.
Yeah.
And there's so many there. And I had Mannheim Steamroller. I had Deck the Halls was on the
Also
cusp for me, which maybe, I don't want to spoil anything, but
maybe in the bonus.
Might be in the bonus episode, which if you do want to check out, there's a link in the episode notes for our Patreon, which is where you can get all of our bonus episodes, plus ad-free versions of every episode as well. And as if that wasn't enough, you can be a part of the most massively merry community this side of the North Pole. There's tons of people from all around the globe who are Christmas-obsessed people like you. The link for that is in the episode notes, or you can go to patreon.com/Christmas Countdown Show and get access to all of that stuff. I mean, every bonus episode from the last 4 seasons. So if you're like fully caught up and you need more us, boom, it's there waiting for you. I need more Eric and Danny. All right, number 7 for me is going to be off of an album that you mentioned earlier, The Very Special Christmas, and it's going to be Santa Baby by Madonna.
Oh, it's so good.
And I love this so much because the song, like released in 87 on the album, it's so full of pep.
Yeah.
It honestly, it makes me feel so darn happy, and it's got these simple orchestrations. It's super playful. And Madonna, she performs it so
much
well. I think I often forget about the acting chops of Madonna, but she was in A League of Their Own. She
Dick
was
Tracy,
Evita.
Yeah.
She has done so much on the screen. And so to me, when I listen to this version of Santa Baby, it feels incredibly theatrical.
Yeah.
Almost as if she's playing this character and not just singing the words. And I love that. And her voice, it feels very different. In this performance from what
it's
you know.
Cyndi Lauper-ish.
I was thinking Betty Boop.
That too, yeah.
It just
Santa Baby. Yeah.
It's so playful and cute and fun. I feel like it's a side of Madonna that we haven't really heard or seen in her music from, Material Girl to even her more recent stuff, But it's fun. You can't help but smile. and I meant to look this up. Do you know, is there like a music video for this? Because it feels like
there
it
should
needs
be. Yeah.
like one of those new like animated style
Yeah.
music videos. It also feels to be like a song a kid would sing like in a Christmas pageant, and like everything would be like very hand gesture-y, free, slip a little, ring, like point. Doesn't it feel very much like that? It's probably how I would perform it. But it's so good, and that's my number 7.
I love that. Listen, let's not leave a good thing while we're at it, right? We're in the album. Let's find another track, because my number 6 is going to be also from Very Special Christmas, and it's going to be Bruce Springsteen's "Merry Christmas, Baby." Merry Christmas, baby. Sure do treat you right. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. While his version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, where it's like, "You guys been good? Not many.
Not many."
That came out in because I was like, I got to put that on the list. 78.
Oh, almost.
So almost on this list. But "Merry Christmas, Baby" it was on this album, so it came out in 87. Obviously, the original song came out in 1947. It was by Johnny Moore's Three Blazers.
Right.
And
perfect group for you.
Oh, I know. How much I
Eric's
love a blazer?
67 Blazers.
That's right. I mean, he's the best. I'm so excited about the movie coming out. And in the movie trailer, they show him singing some of the Christmas stuff.
Oh,
so that's going to be a part of the movie, which I'm so excited for.
Oh, amazing.
But this is just another one that is just pure 80s. Bruce, the boss, is the 80s, right? And this version of "Merry Christmas, Baby" it's just one of my favorites. It brings me so much happiness. I feel like I was at that concert, even though I wasn't, and I was 6 years old at the time. So I love it. It's worth the full listen, but we'll keep moving in the countdown here. But my number 6 is "Merry Christmas, Baby" by Bruce Springsteen.
Well, Eric, would you believe that in back-to-back episodes,
no way,
we have the same song or the same selection in the same spot?
No way.
Yes.
You have that too?
"Merry Christmas, Baby"
Dude.
by Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
I feel so bad. I talked
so much
of
you were saying. I was like, yep. What I will add is that it was, I guess, originally released in 1980 or I guess he recorded it on New Year's Eve, and it was released as like a B-side in 86 to his song "War." And then it got included on the Very Special Christmas compilation album, which we've chatted about. It was recorded at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island. So you can just feel the New Yorkers. They're just in it. They're drinking their drinks. Yeah. I don't know why I went Boston there, but they're having a great time. And like you said, it's just like the reason you feel like you're at the concert is because everyone's just in it together.
Yeah.
Everyone's just hanging on every word he's saying. They know he's going to give it to them.
Right.
But they're like, come on, Bruce, just give it to us. We're so ready for it, Bruce. But also keep teasing us at the same time. And I love the performance of it. And unlike, some of my earlier entries that were like about heartbreak, Last Christmas and Hard Candy Christmas, like this to me is all about love. Like it is, it's like this dude who's just like, he's so in love. He's got this person that he loves, and he's grateful as heck for that person. And I just imagine like he's like cozied up with this person, sitting around like a crackling fire with like a little bevy in hand. He's maybe feeling a little happy, a little toasty. And he just looks at this person and he goes, "Merry Christmas, baby!" Like he's just so grateful. He's so in love, and he's just like feeling the passionate.
Settled.
He's happy. Like there's no holding back. Sometimes you're in a relationship and you're like, I don't know if this person feels the same as me, or do I love them? Do I actually love them? Do I not love them? This is a dude who's just like, I am so in love and I'm so proud of my love for you that I'm just going to scream it out in the middle of this apartment and piss off the neighbors and everybody up the block. And I think that's what the vibe of this song is. And I love the way that Bruce Springsteen like conveys that passion and that energy and that rawness of just love in its most pure form. So it's beautiful. We don't need to listen to it again, but it's a great song. Make sure you get it on your list. It'll be on our playlist, which actually, fun fact, Eric, there is a link on our link tree.
Fantastic.
Which I'll put in the episode notes that get you to all the playlists of every
of all of our music
songs.
lists.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Teresa and I have been working hard on like compiling all that. So like from the early days of modern to classic, all the way up to like boy band and pop punk rock, we've got all those playlists there for you. So if you're like, I need some playlists, click the link in the episode notes, and you'll be able to get to all of our holiday related playlists.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I love that. All right, my number 5. This is a good one.
Top 5.
Top 5.
We've made it.
Okay. This is a song by a country artist named Barbara Mandrell.
Ooh.
And it's called It Must Have Been the Mistletoe. You hear it and you're like, what? I don't know what that is. What I really love about 80s music is the really cheesy nature that's just like leaning into your feelings without any judgment, right?
Right.
I love this song. It was one that like I didn't think of, right? But then it was on another list of like, great 80s Christmas songs, and I put it on my playlist, and I was like, oh. And then when it came out, I was like, I do love this song. I love this. It must have been the mistletoe. And it's all about like a young couple, and they're kind of like in their house for the first time, and like it's just like we've got it all figured out, and everything's working together, and we have we're forming good memories. So it's such a great song. It came out in 1984. Mandrell is obviously known as a country artist, but a lot of country artists a lot of artists in general, but in the 80s, a lot of country artists were releasing Christmas albums, and this was hers.
Yeah.
And it's just so great. It's definitely worth a listen to.
I don't know if I stumbled across that one at all, much like the Pointer Sisters that you mentioned earlier. I don't know if I heard that at all in my research.
The album is called Christmas at Our House, which just like even that phrase I love. Like that feels like something that we would have said like to our family and friends and be like, oh, we're having Christmas at our house.
Yeah.
It's a simple phrase, but it really, even just saying the words like makes me feel like I'm a kid again, and the like safety of just like, yep, we're doing Christmas at our house. Like, I don't know. I love it.
You know what's dawning on me as we're working through this list and really like thinking back upon like Christmas in the 80s, and this is going to continue next week with our 90s Christmas music. Spoiler, that's what's coming next week. Is that this feels very internal. Not internal like all inside me. It's just like it's not concerned with the outside world.
No.
It's not concerned with what the people up the block are doing, And for better or worse, and sometimes like it's important to be aware of what's happening in the world. But I feel like we were so much more concerned with what was happening with ourselves in our lives, and less concerned about what was going on, what other people thought of us. Maybe is where I'm going with this, is that like Christmas at our house. Like there's just something so wholesome about that notion where it's like, it's not about Christmas in my house that I'm going to take pictures of and share with hopefully millions of people all around the world, and then like get all insecure because one person said that garland is ugly. You know what I mean? It's like it literally was just like Christmas for Christmas sake.
There was no thought of the outside world, or even and again, it's hard to know that, because I would actually love some of our older listeners, if you have an opinion on this, send us a message. Obviously our impression of what the 80s were like, we were kids, and so hopefully we're, as much as we can, providing a space to our kids where they're going to feel like, yeah, life was great when I was a kid. Like, I had no worries. And my parents said, hey, we're going to have dinner at Uncle Joe's. Okay, we went over to Uncle Joe's. Like, hopefully they feel that. But I'm curious if it really was a thing of the 80s, that there was less stress and it was more just like down-home Christmas, that, that it didn't feel as anxiety-ridden, or if our parents just did a good job of kind of keeping that away from us. I don't know.
Yeah, and like, were they great at it because there weren't so many outside influences?
Yeah, sure.
Like,
that feels like a given. Yeah.
For parents these days, right? Where it's like, you're like, I want to protect my kids, but like literally this stuff is there's noise happening everywhere all the time, not just to them, but to us. And it's like, it's hard to sort of put up that wall and to protect from the outside world. But I think the strategy is just be mindful of what world you're existing in. Great question. I'm interested to see what people will come back to us with. All right, moving on to my number 5. Now, as we know, my favorite Christmas movie of all time, Home Alone.
Yes.
But as we also know, Home Alone came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
So in previous countdowns, music countdowns, I'm basically like the Home Alone soundtrack. But I couldn't do that this time. But one of my other favorite Christmas movies was released in the 80s.
What's that?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And so, of course, I've got to put in there the title track written for the film and performed by Mavis Staples. It is Christmas Vacation.
That's pretty good.
I love this song so much. Like it plays, if you're familiar with the film, it's the song that plays over the beginning, the animated sequence of like, sort of like Santa's like sneaking into the house and he's sort of like, happening upon like, he gets caught on fire and like the lights, the thing, he's sliding on the candy cane, he's calling to get out of there and Rudolph's coming to pick him up. It's a super playful song. And it's sung by somebody that's sort of like low key an icon. Mavis Staples.
Mavis Staples, yeah.
Who was a part of the Staple Singers. Who I'm sure many people are like, who are the Staple Singers? I don't know them, but if I told you, name of one of their tracks, I'll Take You There. I'll take you there. Yeah. I mean, they were huge. That was a number one hit in the 70s, and they had another number one hit in the 70s as well. I love the song. To me, it's like, what is better than Summer Vacation? Christmas Vacation. I don't know if it's better, but it's like they are like cousins, right?
Both great.
They're both great in their own way, right? Because like Summer Vacation, you get like 2.5, 3 months, but like something about Christmas Vacation, when you think back upon like being a kid and you're like in the middle of school and all of a sudden you're like, I get 2.5 weeks off to chill, to open gifts, to see all of my family. There's just something about it. Maybe because it's shorter, it feels like more monumental. Like summer break, just kind of like
sometimes you get bored.
You're like, man, if you're not in camp or
usually
like playing
there's
a sport,
no boredom on Christmas vacation.
No, it's just there's activities all the time, and
We're gonna
so
do activities.
Right, there's so much more room for activities. But I love it. I love that sequence, like I said at the beginning, and I feel like this song has never really gotten its due. Like you really only think about it in this bubble of the movie Christmas Vacation,
Sure.
but I feel like it stands on its own. Odd thing though, I cannot find anywhere other than YouTube a recording of Mavis Staples actually singing this song. Every version you see on Spotify, Apple Music, it's like these remakes, Geek Music and all that sort of stuff. I cannot find for consumption on streaming platforms outside of somebody like capturing the movie, the actual recording of Mavis Staples. So if you know where to get it, if you can get your hands on the soundtrack or whatever it is, let us know. Reach out to us, kringle@christmascountdownshow.com, because I would love to have it.
I love that. That's very good. Very good choice. And we're in the top 5, so these are all bangers.
They've got to be. Geek bops.
Oof. Okay, my number 4. This is one where I'm choosing one song to represent an album.
Okay.
Because the whole album is chef's kiss.
Okay.
Especially if we're talking 80s. We're talking warm, nostalgic. What just makes you feel like good? Good about being at home with your family, people you love. It's Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Their Christmas album is so good. Came out in 1984.
Yep.
Their joint Christmas album called Once Upon a Christmas. This song is the greatest gift of all, which is so good. The lyrics in this, I'm just going to read you some of the lyrics. See, dawn is slowly breaking. Our friends have all gone home. You and I are waiting for Santa Claus to come. There's a present by the tree, stockings on the wall, and knowing you're in love with me is the greatest gift of all.
Aww.
I mean, it's so great. And the way, these are just two icons of popular music.
Oh, yeah.
And with classic voices. And Kenny Rogers always kind of looks a little bit like Santa. So there's some, and I feel like even Dolly looks kind of like she would be Mrs. Claus with the
Doesn't
big
she have
hair
the glasses on the album cover?
I think so.
It's like that's what they're going for,
That's
right?
the whole look.
Yeah.
And it just, the artwork of this album makes me feel like I'm in the 80s and nostalgic. The way that it's recorded, the timbre of their voices, the way they sound together, and this whole song, there's a part at the end where he says, just before I go to sleep, I heard a church bell ring. Merry Christmas, everyone, is the song it sings. So I say a silent prayer for creatures great and small. Peace on earth, goodwill to men is the greatest gift of all. It's like, if you want something that really sums up what the season is about, about the people in your life, your immediate life that you love and you celebrate and you cherish, but also about peace and goodwill to creatures big and small around the world. It's that quiet moment. You've heard me say on this podcast many times before that my favorite part of all of Christmas is Christmas Eve when everybody's gone to bed and the lights are up, maybe the fire is going. It's very quiet. Like, I love all of the joy of Christmas, believe me, but my favorite part is that quiet, like reflective time. And this song to me feels like it would happen in that moment.
It's warm.
It is warm.
It's cozy.
And toasty.
He's got that very comforting, soothing, quality.
He's got
to
like
his
rasp
voice.
to his voice, but it's high.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. And Dolly is Dolly.
Dolly is Dolly. And the two of them together were fantastic. Yeah.
Magic.
Fantastic choice. Love it. All right. Next up for me, we're going to go not so mellow here. It's a song that I think was written to be a mellow song. Or when I've always heard it performed outside of this person singing it, it always feels very mellow. But when you think about what the song is about, it should be sung with power and with vim and with vigor.
Sure.
Do you know what song I'm going for?
No.
Here? It's going to be Do You Hear What I Hear?
Oh.
By Whitney Houston.
Great song.
I mean, it is... They take you to church.
They sure do.
On this version. It was recorded, or I guess it was recorded, I think, originally by Whitney, and then she donated it to the very special Christmas album, which was fantastic. So that way they didn't have to pay for it. And again, they could use that to raise money for Special Olympics, which is fantastic. And I have to admit, up until doing research for this countdown, I did not know that A Very Special Christmas was specifically produced and released to raise money
for
Special Olympics.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's incredible.
Gotta love it.
I love that so darn much because I'm a huge fan of Special Olympics. I've done some stuff with them here in SoCal, and they're just an amazing organization. So I love that. One of my favorite parts of the song, I love a key change. And key changes are like this. I don't know if everyone responds, if everyone's soul responds in this way to a key change. But when I hear a key change, it's like, huh? I'm like, it's like my soul is like, yes, you rang, sir, or madam in this case. And it comes at about 1 minute and 48 seconds. And they hit it, and it's like, okay, you thought Whitney was blowing. You thought they were bringing you to church.
Just wait.
Well, now they are taking you to heaven's gates, my friends. It's so beautiful. And honestly, I was thinking about this notion of do you hear what I hear? It's always very melodic, but this is they're talking about
joyous news.
The joyous news. This is what was prophesied. Yeah. This is what people were looking forward to. Of course do you think they were walking calmly in the field?
Who better?
Hey, did you hear what I heard?
Yeah.
No, they'd be screaming it at the top of their lungs because this was what everyone was waiting for. And I love that there is this recording that I think owns that and leans into that. And I mean, there's even a line in the song that says, with a voice as big as the sea.
Yeah.
Not with a voice as big as a grain of salt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think it's big, it's boisterous, it's powerful. The emotion of it, honestly, I feel like my soul comes alive when I listen to this version of Do You Hear What I Hear?
I mean, Whitney is the greatest singer to have ever sung.
She's incredible.
And I love Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
And I love, all the Pavarotti and all that. I truly think that Whitney Houston is the greatest voice that has ever lived.
It's so effortless.
She is so good and so pure and so emotive. I mean, truly the best.
Absolutely crushes it. And I feel like just maybe because she left us too soon, we forget about
how
Whitney,
great she
or we
was.
just think of The Bodyguard.
Sure.
And that's all you think
Right.
about. And then you go to some of these incredible tracks that she put her voice on with the choir in the background. It's like, this is the emotion of the season. This is what we should be proclaiming.
Totally.
We talked about early in the episode about expressing your feelings. This is the ultimate expression of feeling. And I love this track so darn much. Why did I put it at 4? It should have been number 1. Anyway.
Well, I'll tell you, Danny, I had it at number 3.
Really?
But I'm gonna do an audible right
Ooh.
here because I agree that it's so great. But there's so much good music to get in, so I'm gonna make a change just because we just talked about it and it's so great. And I'm gonna go. Oh man, I mean it's really hard here. I'm gonna go. I could go with this.
You're gonna play it?
The Coventry Carol.
Oh, you're getting sneaky here. I could picture that's like the keyboard we all had where you're like, I don't want it to sound like a piano.
No,
I want it to sound
like a laser beam. Yeah. I could do that. I could do Bryan Adams' version of Run, Rudolph, Run.
This was 80s?
Yes.
Oh, really?
87. This is on Very Special Christmas.
Oh, okay.
I could do that.
Yeah.
But I'm actually going to go with Bob Seger's version of Little Drummer Boy.
Yes, get some justice for Bob.
Good. Bob Seger, great. The great Bob Seger.
Yeah.
And this also sometimes is a song that's done a little more quietly.
Yeah.
Because of his little boy.
Right.
They told me I think it's the key that he chooses to do it in. That's just, he's got that great, just like raspiness to his voice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make an audible.
Okay.
Whitney, you have all the love, but I'm gonna put Little Drummer Boy into my number 3 slot
Okay.
by Bob Seger.
It's so good. I love Bob Seger so much. He's another artist that like I feel like he falls off my radar a lot, and then I go back and listen to Hollywood Nights or whatever.
Sure.
Hollywood Nights. I'm like, yes, Bob Seger,
Yes.
give it to me in the Silver Bullet Band. Like,
So good.
huge fan of Bob Seger. That's an on the cusper
Ooh, all
for
right.
me. So maybe in the bonus app, you have to subscribe on Patreon or on Apple. You can actually subscribe on Apple as
Sure.
well, which is super fun to get those bonus apps from this season and all others. Anything else you want to say about Bobby
No.
Siegs?
That's all I want to say right
All
now.
right, Bobby Siegs. All right. Because you just played a few songs, I feel like the rules have been bent ever so slightly.
Did I sneak in a few extras?
You did sneak in a few extras right there.
A little taste of them.
You gave me a little Whitney, and then you gave me a little bit of the other one.
Yeah.
What was that? The
Coventry Carol.
That,
Coventry Carol by Alison Moyet.
that Hip Hop Anonymous there. I love
Yeah.
that. So I need to make a plea
Okay.
here. So this song I love, and I thought all the way up until last night, very late last night, because I really wanted to dial this baby in, I thought this song was released in the 80s. Because it's on, whenever you look up like top 25 songs about, Christmas
Sure.
in the 80s or even playlists on Spotify, this song is on there.
Sure.
And I think the reason is because it released right at the end of 1979.
Okay.
And it did not chart until
80.
the 80s.
Okay.
And that's when I think it really started gaining momentum. So now that I've pled that case
Sure.
to you, before I tell you
Let's
the
see
song,
what the song is.
will you accept it? Or do I need to make a choice and no one will ever know in the history of our show
That
what
would
this
be
song
such
was?
a tease. No, well, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
You will allow it?
I'll
Okay.
allow it.
It's Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney.
The Witches song. You got to.
You've got to have it
You've
in
got
there,
to.
right? So again, I was literally sitting there on my computer. I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Because I was like, now it's at number 3. Like I have
Sure.
to move so much
It's
around
like
at this point
It's
in
like
time.
the 85 Bears won the Super Bowl in 1986.
But they call them the
But they call
85
them the
Bears
85
because it
Bears.
crosses over,
Because,
right?
Yeah, for when the majority of the time that they were great was in 85. In this way, it's the flip of that. The majority of the time that we've enjoyed it, and you're saying that it was popular, was in the 80s. So I'll allow
it didn't chart, I think, until I think it was 84 is when it really started
Right.
becoming incredibly popular. And he recorded it, I guess, at the same time. And this is sort of, I think, why I was also confused is he was recording his McCartney 2 album,
Sure.
which did not come out until 1980. And he recorded this song during those sessions.
Sure.
So I think that's maybe why there's a lot of confusion around it. Look, Paul McCartney, one of the most influential artists of
Sure.
all time, like, from a music standpoint, from a cultural standpoint, what he and the Beatles did. And this song, it's like, it is so happy. Like, simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Like, isn't that what we all just wish for?
Yeah.
Is we just want to have a wonderful Christmas time. That is one thing we can all agree upon in this world of like this or that. Like, what do we all want? A wonderful
Just have a
Christmas time.
good
Just
Christmas
simply having a wonderful
Yeah.
Christmas time. And whatever that looks like for you, have your simply wonderful Christmas time. And I feel like it's so simple. And one of the other reasons I wanted to include it is it gives us a chance to chat about the B-side release on this single.
Which is?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae, which harkens back to seasons ago, Bobby Helms and the Space Jam Santa Patrol, whatever that song was called.
Yes, yeah.
Now, you would think a song called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae would be very clearly reggae-style music.
Yeah.
I listened to it, and it is easily the most interesting reggae song that I have ever heard. It's very like Sgt. Pepper's because it's all harpsichord.
Okay.
And I was like, where
Not
did
what you would expect,
Where did
yeah.
Paul go on this one? Like, it's like if someone from the Renaissance or like the Baroque era got dropped in the middle of like a reggae song, was like, I guess I got to try to figure out how to play with these guys.
Yeah.
And just started playing reggae music. So maybe rather than playing Wonderful Christmas Time here, should we play Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae?
I feel like I want to hear a little snippet of that, but
Yeah.
I do want to hear Christmas Time because I want to bring something up.
Okay, can you?
Yes,
Because
I'll play the,
I
yes, I'll
am
play
a lowly non-premium free user of Spotify. Hashtag not sponsored.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae.
Reggae. Yes.
That's wild.
It's like a fiddle with a harpsichord. Like, have you ever listened to a reggae song and heard those instruments?
No.
Ever?
No.
On a reggae song?
That's pretty wild.
I'm sure they were having some fun.
I think so.
In the studio on that one.
I want to bring this up about Wonderful Christmas Time. I don't know if we've ever talked about this.
Okay.
But you know that people have theories that this song is about a bunch of witches sitting in a room planning of how to destroy Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Did we talk about this before?
No, I think it was like trending on the internet.
Okay,
and like and then the people bust in.
Yes, and it's people coming in to check on these witches, and they're like, "Hey, no, everything's cool. We're enjoying Christmas time."
This needs to be another reel.
I love
because you could act that.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful if you wanted to.
love
No
it.
pressure,
Yes,
but I
yes,
think
yeah.
you would just the facial expressions that you make already have me
pretty good.
rolling here
That's
in
pretty
studio.
good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, thank you for letting me include that on
That
the
was
list,
great.
and I hope everyone is not too traumatized by Rudolph the Red-Nosed reggae.
It made me feel some things, for sure.
What those things are, I do not know.
I'm not sure. All right, my number 2 was, this is where I had Wham's Last Christmas in an obligatory sort of like,
two, and then you just.
because here's where it was. As I was creating my list, I put other things, and I was leaving a spot, and then I was like, 2 was left. I knew what my number 1 was, and then my 2 slot was open, and I was like, I guess I should put Wham in there. Okay. So this is my number 2 for what it is. This is a song by Billy Squier called "Christmas Is the Time to Say I Love You."
Yes.
And it came out in the 80s. Billy Squier, it was a B-side to his single "My Kinda Lover." And it came out on Capitol Records. A very big moment that happened with this is in the early days of MTV. And a bunch of the VJs, the video jockeys, basically all sat around and sang the song together, and it was kind of like a big moment of like, whoa, MTV's like a cool thing, and it's happening.
Right.
Catherine McPhee did a cover of it on her holiday album in 2010. Darlene Love has covered it.
Really?
So I really want to hear her version.
Okay.
But let's hear just a little bit of "Christmas Is the Time to Say I Love You." I wanted to get, I was between like this and there's like a Ramones song that's like Christmas, what's it called? Christmas, Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight.
Yes.
Which is another one. I wanted to get a little bit of like rock and roll, because while we have all of that nostalgia and the like warm feelings of, Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers and the Pointer Sisters, and that all feels like warm and safe, I wanted to honor something that was kind of like the 80s, maybe not of my memories. Like, I wasn't into like rock and roll at that point in my life because I was still a kid.
Right.
But the world, it was out there in the world. And since then, I've really come to love this song. Yeah, it reminds me of that kind of that feeling when you're in your 20s and you maybe don't have a family yet, but you're just a young person, and you still have those kind of feelings of, you're not so young that you're like going home for Christmas, maybe, or maybe you go home like right at Christmas, but it's the Christmas time season, and you're not home, and you're kind of like finding your found family, and having those feelings of like, at the holidays, do you get vulnerable with people when you're at that age, when you're trying to feel cool all the time?
Right.
Are you able to be like, man, I love Christmas, and I wish I was home with my family, and which is not the type of vibe that a lot of 20-year-olds give off to each other. But I feel like this song kind of like somehow mashes both of those things into one 2.5-minute song. So that's my number 2, is "Christmas Is the Time to Say I Love You" by Billy Squier.
Great selection.
Thank you.
Love it, Eric. All right, number 2 for me. Honestly, this one was close to being number 1. It's going to be "That Spirit of Christmas" by Ray Charles, which came out in 1985. Again, a song
Is that album the one where he's like on the sleigh?
Yes.
That's in the 80s?
Yes.
Dang!
And it was it was used in Christmas Vacation.
Sure.
It's that moment when Clark is sitting there and he's like up in the attic and he gets stuck and he pulls out the old family movies, and that song, like in the beginning, like I associated that song with that moment in the movie. But the more I've listened to it, the more I've really fallen in love with it. It's like the sentiment of it is like truly beautiful and moving.
Yeah.
And the way Ray's organ plays against the strings, it's like incredibly evocative. And then you got the church choir, which comes in, which doesn't feel so much like a church choir as it feels like a room of family members. Yeah. And they come in around the 2-minute and 40-second mark, and that's what I'll play for you in a second. For me, like, I get the feeling that like I'm sitting in a room of family members just singing around the piano on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And they're all just really wishing and hoping for this feeling every day. But I feel like they're also recognizing that you can have the spirit of Christmas every single day if you so choose. Like why can't it remain? And I think that's like what Ray is sort of like crying out for in the song. And I don't think he's saying it like in a sad way, like why can't it remain? I think he's like, it's a realization, not like, oh, it can't. It's like, well, why can't it?
Yeah. Why
it's
can't
like it genuinely can remain all year round. And like that song, that journey of the song, that realization is something like I connect with, because I will get hit with these like feelings like so often, these epiphanies where like a thought hits me and I'm like, this other people must feel a similar way to me. And I just want to say it to people. The beautiful thing about social media is that there is a place where if you feel something like joyful and positive and hopeful, you can put it out into the world for other people to hear. And that's like the sentiment that I get with this song is like, it's just this love of the spirit of Christmas. There's this line where he's like, he says, Christmas is the time of year for being with the ones we love, sharing so much joy and cheer. What a wonderful feeling. He's like painting this picture, like watching the ones we love. And it's like, it's all about giving and watching others and observing the joy of others, which I think is so beautiful. I literally have chills up and down. Like I could feel it on my head, my neck. Like I just love that he cries out in that moment. Like, why can't it remain?
Yeah.
It can. We talk about this on the show all the time. Like this doesn't just have to be for, the last 10 weeks of the year or the last week or one day or when you're with your family on Christmas Day. Like you can give to others every single day. You can create a sense of community and love and light every single day. And I think that's what Ray is saying here. Like, why can't it? Who told us that we can only do this once a year?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Let's do it all year round.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what a great pull, because that album is great.
It's so good.
I just always I associate Ray Charles with like more the 60s. And yet think about like, you got the right one, baby. Remember when he did the Pepsi commercials and stuff? That was pure 80s.
Yep.
So really good, great song.
Thank you.
Very good pull.
Yeah.
And I love the message of that. All right, my number one, and I thought about it, I was like, is this not cheating, but is this like lame? Should I try to pick something else? But then I was like, I can't deny how I feel. My favorite song is my favorite song. Came out in the 80s. Came out in 1987. I've talked about it endlessly, so I'm just going to play a little bit of it because
I know where you're going.
There's just nothing better. Not that one.
Oh, it's Ray
That
Charles.
was the end of yours. Sorry. I'm just going to play it. Here it is. I mean, it's the best Christmas song.
You love it so much.
Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues and Kirsty MacColl is the best. It's just the best. It encapsulates everything about me as a person and the holidays. Like, it is not only I'm literally starting to cry just thinking about it. Like, it's not only my favorite song for Christmas, it is my favorite song.
Really?
It is my favorite song in the whole world.
Why do you think you connect with it so much?
I love that it has punk rock elements. I love that it has Irish elements. I love that it has New York elements. I love that it has Christmas elements. It mentions Frank Sinatra. It talks about being kind of an outcast, but also like being okay with it, like, which is something that I feel like is my like life story that I've always latched onto. I love that it's a male and a female voice. I love everything about Shane McGowan's performance in it. I love that it has the NYPD choir, that it is dirty and raw, but also well produced. It is my favorite thing in the world. I really love it so much. And so I tried to be like, well, I've already put that number one on a bunch of my music lists. But I was like, but it came out in the 80s, and it's my favorite song. And so
you got to own it, man.
Fairy Tale of New York.
That's beautiful. And you did such a beautiful rendition of it at your Christmas show, which people, can they watch that on YouTube?
Yeah.
So what would they search? Just like Eric Petersen?
Eric Petersen, Fairy Tale of New York.
Fairy Tale of New York, which you did that in New York and here in LA, right?
I think the version that you can find on YouTube is when I did it at 54 Below.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, like, even like Sophie always tells me, she's like, whenever I hear this song, I think of you, Dad. And like, not to be like morbid or anything, but I feel like it'll be like this song that like when I'm gone someday, that like Sophie will hear that and she'll think of me. You know?
Oh my gosh.
Which makes me happy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's my number one fairy tale of New York.
Oh my gosh, man. Now I'm all choked up because those moments as a parent where you're like, will there be someday, many, many years from now where they're sitting at the ballpark or they're hearing a song or watching a movie and they're like, miss you, Dad.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh, God. Okay. This is first tears of the season. First tears of Christmas.
We did it.
Okay. Well, before we get to my number one, I want to thank you guys for listening, hanging out. If you have not subscribed to the show already, please make sure you do so. You can do that on Apple, Spotify, everywhere you are listening. And if you want to watch some 40-year-old men cry in the middle of a radio studio, you can watch it on YouTube, youtube.com/Countdown Network. The links for all of that are in the episode notes. And as we mentioned earlier, we do have this incredible Christmas-loving community, the Patreon fam, the Christmas Countdown crew, who have been here watching us record live. If you want to be a part of that family, if you want to be a part of these sessions, you can do so, patreon.com/Christmas Countdown Show, or you can click the link in the episode notes. We would love to welcome you into our merry family, and we always send out a little welcome gift to people as well when they sign up. I don't want to spoil too much of what you're getting because, people like surprises at the holidays. But anyway, my number one was actually mentioned a long time ago in this episode. And I even said in that moment, might appear a little later on. So I'm wondering if people who have been taking notes know where I'm going with this selection. It is going to be We Need a Little Christmas by Johnny Mathis.
Yes.
It is such a feel-good song.
So good.
Like what you were describing with like the smile on the face and the throwing of the lights and catching the garland. Like, that is how I feel when I listen to this song. Like, if I could live in a world that felt like that song all the time, I would be the happiest person in the entire world. I know that that's a bit unrealistic, but like, I know that it's possible.
Yeah.
Because I have lived in that headspace and I have lived in that heart space. And so often when like crap happens to us, somehow all of that gets shaded.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, this is just the way I feel now, and I've never felt any other way. No, that is untrue. And that's one of the beauties of Christmas is in the movies and the songs and the laughter and the food is that it reminds you, it forces you to remember your ability to feel joy.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they're going for. It's like, we need a little Christmas right this very moment. We need a little Christmas now. And I think when you are feeling down in April or May and you want to put on a Christmas song or a Christmas movie or make a turkey sandwich with cranberry because that makes you feel good, do it.
Live your life, baby.
Live your life. Like you got the Pogues, like you love that song. It doesn't matter. You've listed it 3 times. It connects with you. Yeah. And so that's why we make this show, is that we love this season. We love the joy, the reminder for us that we can all experience joy, because look at how many years you've had of your life with joy. And maybe the last year has been hard. Maybe the last 2 or 3 years have been hard. But how many years before that weren't? Yeah. And how many moments can you point to in your life, whether it's Christmas or not, where you laughed till you cried and you felt so moved by something, you got chills listening to Whitney Houston singing? You are capable of feeling joy.
It's a choice.
It is a choice.
It is a choice. It can be a hard choice to make, and you can have times in your life where the circumstances that you're in, whether it be with your relationship or health or family or whatever, that it can feel like there's not a choice, but there literally is always a choice.
There is.
There's always a choice at a fork in the road, that I can let this negative or bad situation take me down with it, or I can choose. You don't have to ignore it, or it's not that it goes away, but I can choose to find something to be happy about,
right,
and something to have gratitude for. And if you continually make that choice over and over and over again, it starts to snowball, and it really is. It's contagious upon itself.
100%. And you can choose to not be in those situations anymore. Yeah. You can choose to do things, eat things, watch things that make you happy.
Yep.
You have that power. You have agency over your life. Yeah. And I just love this. This song is like, I can choose to feel that way.
Yeah.
And you know what? This holiday season, in this moment, I'm going to commit to feeling that way.
You're going to walk in every room like this.
Yes, 100%.
Do it.
I kind of want to just carry a speaker in my pocket and just walk into like 10 different places.
It's like the president. Like when the president walks in the room, they
Yes.
play Hail to the Chief. You're like, I need it in my rider that whenever I walk into a store or a room or anything, you have to play this song.
And it's got to be Johnny Mathis's
Yes, the
version
Johnny Mathis.
specifically.
Absolutely.
So darn good. Love it. And I feel like it's a perfect way to wrap this up. And
Yeah.
as we enter November and really start catapulting towards the Christmas season, that I hope we all carry that joy
Absolutely.
with us in life this season.
This was a fun countdown.
Super fun.
Really love this one.
Yep.
And we're doing 90s next week, so
It's coming.
it's going to be even better.
Bust
I
out
mean, 80s
your
were great,
neon.
but 90s were awesome. So,
Oh, yeah.
thank you to Chris and all the Patreon family for sticking with us.
Yes.
And make sure you follow us on all the socials. We're doing all kinds of fun stuff. Come
Yep.
back for the next episode, and we're going to close this one out how we always do by saying a very heartfelt Merry Christmas.
And happy holidays.
See you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
See ya.